So in today's video, we will discuss about another method to find the mean of a grouped data, which is called the assumed mean method. Assumed mean method. In the last video, we already discussed about the direct method to find the mean. This time, we are going with the assumed mean method. Actually, the formula for the assumed mean method, the mean through assumed mean method, we usually represent mean using x bar. The formula is a plus sigma fi di divided by sigma fi. This is the formula for finding the mean through assumed mean method. We will discuss about the notations later. For that, let me draw a few more tables. Let me consider this example and let me draw a few more tables. First, I have to draw the class mark, the table for class mark, which is actually represented by xi. Okay. So class mark basically means the average of the class interval. Like we discussed in the last video, it's actually 0 plus 10 by 2, 0 plus 10 divided by 2, which is equal to 5. Okay. So here it will be 5. Now 10 plus 20 by 2 is actually 15. That is mean of these two. 10 plus 20 is 30, 30 by 2 is 15. Similarly, 20 plus 30 by 2, 20 plus 30 is 50, 50 by 2 is 25. Now, let me complete this. 30 plus 40, the average of this one is 35. Average of this one is 45. Now, listen this part carefully. We have to take an assumed mean. Assumed mean usually represents the midpoint of the class mark. So here the midpoint is 25. If there are two midpoints, if here the data are actually an odd number, so there will be only there is only one middle point. But when the data is even, there will be actually two middle points. So you can take any of that. We'll discuss about that in the second example. Okay. So here I can take the assumed mean A as 25. Now I have to draw another table that is actually DI. DI, that is this one. DI represents the difference of xi and the assumed mean. Okay. That is, what I have to do is, this one is the assumed mean. So now I have to subtract this xi, that is 5 minus a. See, that's actually xi minus a. Xi is this table. So 5 minus 25. 5 minus 25. This is actually minus 20. So minus 20. Similarly, 15 minus 25. I have to subtract every term of xi from 25. So 15 minus 25 is minus 10. Now 25 minus 25 is 0. Now 35 minus 25 is 10. Now 45 minus 25 is again 20. Okay. So in the next table, we need the product of fi and di. Okay. So fi and di is, I have to multiply this table with this one. Okay. So 9 into minus 20, that's actually minus 180. Similarly, 13 into minus 10 is minus 130. 8 into 0 is 0. 15 into 10 is 150. Now 10 into 20 is 200. Now what I have to do is, I need to find the sum of this table, sum of the data in this table. We call that as sigma fi, and also sigma fi di, sum of the data in this table fi di. Okay. Now when you add the data in this table, you'll get 9 plus 13 is 22, 22 plus 8 is 30, 30 plus 15 is 45, 45 plus 10 is 55. Similarly, when you take the sum, see minus 180 plus 200, what actually I'm doing is 180 minus 130 plus 0 plus 150 plus 200. I'm adding all the data with the sign. See, minus 180 plus 200 is actually 20. Similarly, minus 130 plus 150 is also 20. See, what I'm doing is I'm adding. You can use a calculator and add all the data in this table considering the sign, okay? So the answer will be 20 plus 20 is 40. Now I can put these two values in this formula. Okay. So it will be x bar equal to assumed mean A is actually 25. 25 plus this is the assumed mean A plus sigma fi di is 40 plus 55. So this will be 25 plus this value is approximately 0.727. So 25.727, or I can round it off as with 2 decimal places, round it to 2 decimal places. So 25.73 is the answer. Clear? Now we can consider another example. Here also, first I need to draw another table that will represent the class mark. Class mark is actually xi. That actually is the average of this class interval. So 50 plus 70 by 2, 50 plus 70 is 120, 120 by 2 is 60. Now the average of 70 and 90, 70 plus 90 by 2 is actually 80. Now this will be 100. See, in another way you can find the difference of 80 and 60, that is actually 20. And you can add that 20 to each class interval, class mark to get the next class mark. So 20 is the difference, so 100 plus 20 is 120, 120 plus 20 is 140, 140 plus 20 is 160. So that's actually xi. Now we have to take an assumed mean. See, the number of data in here is actually 6. Clear? So 6 is an even number. So there will be 2 middle points. Okay. And you can take, it's your choice, you can take any of these 2 values as the assumed mean. Okay. So it's better we take the first one itself. So let me consider A as the assumed mean as 100. Now I have to draw another table that will be bi is equal to the difference of xi and assumed mean, like we discussed in the last example. So 60 minus 100 is minus 40. 60 minus 100 is minus 40. 80 minus 100 is minus 20. I have to subtract each term of this class interval, this from the assumed mean. Now 100 minus 100 is 0. 120 minus 100 is 20. 140 minus 100 is 40. 160 minus 100 is 60. Okay. Now the next table is the product of Fi and Di. That is the frequency and Di. This frequency and Di. Now 15 into, let me multiply that. That is 15 into 40. It's actually, here it will be minus 600. Okay, since this term is minus 40. 10 into minus 20 is minus 200. 20 into 0 is 0. Now 22 into 20, 20 into 22 will be 440. And 16 into 40, 16 fours are 64, so 640. 17 into 60, 17 into 60 is equal to 1020. Now I got FIDI also. Now I need to find the sum of this frequency and here also the sum of this table sigma FIDI. Sigma basically means the summation. When you add this, you will get 15 plus 10, 25, 25 plus 20 is 45, 45 plus 20 is 67, 67 plus 30 is 100. Okay. Now here, if you add minus 600, minus 200, plus 440, plus 640, plus 1020. It is 1300. Okay, you have to add considering the sign also. Now what's the formula for assumed mean? We have mean x bar equal to a plus sigma FIDI divided by sigma FI. This is the formula for assumed finding mean through assumed mean method. We know a is 100. 100 plus sigma FIDI is 1300 divided by sigma FI is 100. You can cancel these two zeros. So the answer will be 100 plus 30. It will be 130. See, remember this point that even if you find the mean through direct method or through assumed mean method, the answer doesn't change. Okay. Clear?